catch me up on what you've been up to since John talked to you 4 years ago. Three years ago.
After China, won the silver medal, of course. Was scheduled actually to go to Rotterdam this past year because the World Police Fire Games happen every 2 years, so it actually would have been 2021. COVID. Everything shut down. Game shut down, gym shut down, our gym shut down. I was literally working out at home, doing, carrying sandbags, carrying my kids. I mean, just trying to do everything I could to continue training. So, of course, got through COVID. Rotterdam, the Netherlands, finally said, hey, we're having the games. So I had decided when I went to China, my family didn't go with me. It was just me and my wife. And at that time, told my wife, I'm like, we got to bring all of our kids. So at the time, with all my daughters, we were going to go to Rotterdam. So we decided that we were going to go, started training. My coach, Josh Bryant from joshstrength.com was like, hey, dude, you convinced me to go to China. I'm one of your athletes. Well, now I'm going to the Netherlands. And he's like, perfect. So then my oldest daughter passed away in September from a tragic car accident. So the games kind of got on hold. I actually had told everybody that I wasn't going to go because I had reached a point and I'm like, I couldn't go. And I started talking to my family and, through a lot of thought and prayer, I finally decided, I'm like, I got to go. This was all my oldest daughter wanted to do was for me to go to the games and for her to go with me. So got back on board to go. The difference is when I started competing for China, I had a year's worth of time to prepare, where now in the Netherlands, I'm looking at 6 months. So started training again in January, where it's my nutrition coach, John Azari, basically is like, we'll get you where you need to be. Started training there, and then I told my buddy, Josh Bryan, like, this is where we want to be, and it's been since January 1, it's just been in the gym, strict, back to everything where we're going, and trying to get to Rotterdam in the Netherlands, which end of July 26th, 27th, 28th is when my event will take place. And I'm gonna go win a gold this time instead of the silver.
There you go. So what kind of prep does this take?
I train 4 days a week. I train for exercises instead of like a bodybuilder where everyone does like, back and buys, triceps and chest and all that. I train for lifts. So as a power lifter, it's bench, squat, deadlift. So I train for those 3 lifts. So it's 4 days a week, hour and a half in the gym. Nutrition wise, strict diet. I eat the same meals every day. 6 times a day I eat. I wake up, go to bed at 9:30 at night, Monday or Sunday to Sunday, and wake up at 5:30 in the morning, even on Saturday, and start pounding food. And it's every 3 hours I'm eating. And my coach has my macros, my nutrition, everything is you do this day, and it's dedication and self-discipline to just doing that. And then weight training, like I tell people, is all based on numbers and goals. Everything's scheduled out to where you peak at the time of competition. So every month you're hitting your numbers. There's no missed gym days. There's no, I don't want to go to the gym today. There's no, I got to sit in front of the news camera. When I'm done here, I actually got to do my actual workout today. So it's pretty much Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday are lift days, and my off days are Wednesday and a weekend. And those are just legitimately rest and recuperation days on top of working a normal job.
So very strict, very regimented, from the workout aspect of it to the nutrition aspect of it.
To sleep.
And sleep, yeah. And very little to no room for error.
No, there is, like I tell people, you have to, there's times when guys want to go out and you want to go out, and it's like, no, I gotta be here. You have some off days, you have your cheat days, as they like to say, but I don't like to do that, because when you start getting into the competitive world, especially on an international level, it's not like anything you've ever experienced. In China, there was 42 countries there. 10,000 athletes for a variety of different events, but you have guys that are the pinnacles in the police and fire world and first responder world. You have guys there that are their top guys, and you literally are going up against that country, some of their top lifters, and what I do, and their top lifters, and it's not a, you can show up and have fun, but if you're going to actually compete for a medal, you got to be that top 5%. And you'll know quickly who's there to actually go for it and the ones that are just there to have fun. And for me, it's, I want to be able to bring back to the community. I want to be able to come back here and say, hey, West Michigan, Grand Rapids, we're now gold medalists. Not, I just want to go have fun. You know, it's fun for me. I enjoy the competition. I enjoy the strict routine. For me, it's not an issue for me. I enjoy that. It gives me something to focus on, is what I try to tell people, because you know everything you're focused on. And the payoff is worth the blood, sweat, and tears to get there.
Seems like it means a lot to you to be able to not only represent your department in this area, but to be the only one in West Michigan, you know, doing what you're doing.
Oh, it's huge. It's very, very, very humbling for me to be able to do that. I don't know. It's kind of hard to really explain to you. You know, when I medaled in China, just being able to step on the platform and have the American flag draped around you. You know, I did 8 years in the Army, and you're standing there, and everyone knows that, hey, USA, we're in, you know, communist China, and guess what? We kicked their butts, and we're coming home with a medal. Not only for the USA, but West Michigan, we're now an Olympian. Grand Rapids, we're now an Olympian. Forever we'll be in the record books as an Olympian in China, and they can't take that away from us. This year, we'll do the same thing in the Netherlands.
That's
you
awesome.
know.
That's awesome. Knowing everything that it takes, and you know all the nights that you're sacrificing when your buddies say, "Hey, why don't we go get a beer?" You know, what is it that makes it worth it? What is it about powerlifting that makes your heart sing?
It's the ultimate test of yourself, because you can't blame anyone. If you don't lift the weight, it's no one else but your own fault. There's no judgment, there's no subjectiveness. Your buddies can't help you. They can give you all the support you want, but it's the ultimate look in the mirror. You're either going to do it or you're not going to do it. So for me, it's a matter of, you know, everyone wants to know what their medal is and how far can they really push it. You know, they always say that you're only allowed to work 40% of your muscles are about the only thing that really help you when you're moving. It's being able to push past that. And then when you do push past that, how much further can you take your body to do that? Powerlifting is a huge stress release for me, you know, with what I do in my job. And it's kind of one of those things that the iron never lies. There's nothing about it. It's so basic, it's primal. You put weight on the bar and you either lift it or you don't. And when you do lift it, it's all you. It's no one else is there to help you. No one else is assisting you lifting the weights. It's just that. It's just basic what it goes down to. And it's you against the bar, and who's going to win? It's a test of wills. And I will be better. And it's that constant, I think everybody is always trying and always talking about bettering themselves. And powerlifting is a big mental game. It's, you know, 75, 80% of it's mental, and the rest is the muscle part. But it takes the mental for the self-discipline. It takes the mental to wake up every morning and do this, and it takes the mental. But it's also making you better as a person. You know, I tell people I don't have worries. Everything gets, through my police career, through everything I've been through, it just kind of goes out when it's you and the weights. It's that one time you just get to be by you and yourself, and the only thing you have to worry about is lifting weight.
How do you feel when you think about, you know, somewhere your daughter's going to be watching you?
Oh yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Oh, she's with me. I mean, that's why I have her tattooed on my arm, for one reason. So every time I can look at her, she's with me. She's why I'm here, because she wanted to go. So I know that she's always been one of my biggest fans. I mean, she's been with me through so many competitions. I used to bring her into the police gym when I had to babysit her. When I worked third shift, we would come in and she knew half the cops in here were her family, and I'd be in here lifting and she would just be in here coloring on books. So she's always been there with me. This, even in this event, she's just going to be there. She's going to a huge focusing factor for me to be out here.
What was she like? Well, what's her name first?
Sophia. Sophia was, she had the biggest heart of any person I ever known. You know, that kid would have given you the shirt off her back. She was a much better person than I was when it came to having big hearts. But she knew probably more police officers than the cops knew her, because where she worked, she knew everybody. She was just the wonderful person. I mean, heart of gold. You know, funny, she wasn't the most athletic person in the world, but she had a beautiful voice, could sing forever, but she was very just supportive, and she was the ultimate no judgment zone, you know, but she was always in your corner.
And it seems like, you know, grief journeys continue on for years and years and years. But it seems like for you, knowing that she wanted to be there and to be able to see you compete, that's what kind of got you to get your life back and take that next step.
Oh, it's huge. It's, you know, life-changing event like it is for everybody, but yeah, I mean, she's literally the, you know, when you ask how do you get by not going out and doing other things, it's because I know she's looking down upon me saying, hey, Dad, let's get, you know, you have a plan now and focus, let's get this going. So it's kind of one of those things where, you know, it's definitely helping getting through the grieving process, but it's more of I want her to be there to witness what goes on.
Picture yourself on the medal stand, you know, draping that gold medal around you, and knowing that everything you've been through, all the hard work, the loss of your daughter, the grief journey, everything. What does that moment mean?
Everything. I'll probably be bawling like a baby. It's everything. It's everything to me, the feeling. I don't even know how I would describe it, because I've thought about it, and I'm like, you know, what are you going to do next? And knowing who I am and knowing who she is, it's like, well, you're just going to celebrate, and then the next day it's going to be, what's the next journey we're going to go down? You know, I learned really fast, she was 19 when she passed away, that we're not guaranteed tomorrow. I know that's kind of cliche-ish, but we're truly not guaranteed tomorrow, so we better live our life to the fullest every day you have, because we don't know when that time is going to be done. So when I look upon that time when I'm there, it's going to be, Sophia, what's our next journey? And that's what we'll do.
What's it going to take to get you there? You know, what are the next couple months look like?
Next couple weeks is going to be weeks and months is going to be a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in the gym. Money-wise, we're trying to figure out some donations and sponsors to help get my family and I crossed over for plane tickets and food and lodging and everything else to make that journey. A lot of hard work is what it's going to be. Overtime work for me, just trying to get everything we can to save up to get across.
Somebody sees this and feels moved to help you. Can they do that?
Oh, absolutely. We'll have my brother, Rich Brown, who's going to be on here, will be able to set people up with, if they want to sponsor donations. He has a lot more information about it than I do. I'm not that part of it. I'm more of the, I just lift the weight part of it. So he'd be the guy to talk to.
Awesome. From your perspective, anything else I'm leaving out? Anything people really ought to know about your journey?
No. Biggest thing, like I said, is it's kind of weird, but I tell people this is not just about me. This is it's a very humbling thing for me. It's something I'm really good at, but I truly enjoy putting the police department, police officers. I do this for West Michigan. This is like my home, and I'm just taking our home over there, and I want everyone to realize that while we're over there, it's not just me. Every one of you that live in the city, all my police departments, the surrounding West Michigan area, everyone's with me. It's just a matter of getting there, and then once we're there, we'll come back and celebrate.